What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mark coming at you for another episode of the Ungrownups Video Transmission Video Podcast. This is our second episode, and this is the video podcast for the week of March 2nd, 2014. So, quick shout out to all the people who rallied up behind me and threw their support in the ring and commented on the last video that I did, the very first episode of the podcast. Stu Murray, 47, Yvonne Seb, Clippingking, Ryno, a few others, and we had a few others send me direct messages. So thank you guys so very much for throwing your support behind this for this weekly news show, and I hope I do you guys proud. So that being said, pull up my notes here. We're going to start off with a little bit of sad news this week. Everybody knows that Harold Ramis, everybody's favorite ghost-busting scientist, Egon Spence. Is it Spence or Spencer? Man, I really should know these things. Has passed away at the age of 69, and he passed away with autoimmune inflammatory vasculitis. This is a disease that attacks his autoimmune system, and of course it impacts everybody's lives. It's sad to geeks everywhere, but we have to keep in mind, probably nobody's feeling it more than his own family. So our hearts and our prayers and our thoughts and good well wishes all go out to him and his family. To his family at this time, and his friends, and we know his loss will be felt, but it doesn't seem to have detracted from the progress of the next Ghostbusters movie. It seems to be moving forward. It seems like the script will be rewritten without his small cameo appearance that he was set to make. In other news this week, the CW released its very first image of Grant Gustin as the Flash. So, as of yet, we don't know how the CW's world is going to interact with the DC Comics world, but we do have this first image. This is the same guy who's played him in the Arrow series, which I've never really watched past the pilot. Couldn't get into it, but that's just me. We finally got some news this week about the final episodes of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, which was sort of left hanging at the end of Season 5. Everybody knew that they were going to be coming back for Season 6, and then Lucas sold the Star Wars franchise to Disney, and so that sort of left the show up in the air. Production went into immediate work on a new series called Star Wars Rebels, which is pretty fantastic. If you've seen any of the stuff that's come out so far, it looks great. But we now know that coming in March, you'll be able to watch the last season, which I think is 13 episodes, and it's all going to be on Netflix. And at that same time, they're going to make seasons 1 through 5 available, as well as the film. So this is really great news for anybody wanting to finish Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And in a little bit of 1/6 scale news, because what would this news show be without some 1/6 scale news? Hot Toys revealed their second Artist Series 1/6 scale collectible figure this week, and it's the Protect Gear Kerbos Panzer Jaeger with figure and base. Now, this is based on the Japanese Kerbos Saga radio drama from the creator of Ghost in the Shell and Pat Labor series, Morimo Ushi. So looks pretty cool. The images look great. I'm not familiar with this series, so I'm not going to be picking this guy up, but he looks fantastic. Everybody will know that the first Artist Series figure was the Samurai Predator. It came out earlier last year. So that's going to about do it for geek news. I try to keep it short and sweet for you guys. And, we're going to move right along to community videos. So we had a lot of really fun things happen this week in community videos. Sorry, I'm looking down at my notes. I'm looking down at my time. I'm looking down at myself in the viewfinder for the camera. So I apologize for looking down so much. I'll try to look right at you in your face space. So a couple community videos I want to shout out this week. If anybody keeps track of Rick the Clipper King, you'll know that he was invited by his friend, I believe it was Steve, to come and show off his hobby to his local Boy Scout club, which was kind of nice so that the boys could get their hobby badge, or their 1/6 scale collecting badge. Wouldn't that be awesome? What an awesome thing to do, Rick. This was fantastic, dude. I love the video. It was very entertaining, even for this 37-year-old geek all the way over in the States. So, pretty entertaining. My favorite spot of the video right here, where Rick almost knocks his Spider-Man figure off again. knocks it off. He almost knocks it off the cabinet, therefore probably resulting in a second broken Spider-Man figure. Boy, that would have been horrible. Rick, you owe that guy a T-shirt, or at least a cup of tea. So moving right along to earlier we mentioned Arrow. Anybody looking to pick up the third-party Arrow figure, the 1/6 scale figure? Ryno actually got this in. They debuted it a couple weeks ago. They were talking about it on Figure Talk. Ryno actually ordered one, got it in. Doesn't seem to be too happy with it. So if you guys are on the fence about getting that figure, look in the About section below, or just check your subscription for Ryno. Which way would that be? Check your subscription list for Ryno Faroki and pull up that video and watch it because it's very informative if you're thinking about buying that figure. And speaking of figures to buy, whether to buy, to not to buy, the Wolverine, the Hot Toys 1/6 scale, the Wolverine figure from the last movie is out. People are reviewing it, and I've seen a lot of videos, but none as informative as Xenomorph. So it's down in the About section, or check your Xenomorph subscription wherever it may be. Check that out because he's got a fantastic review, and I think that would make or break if you're on the fence. That I think that would put you one way or the other because I think he did a fantastic job. Of all the video reviews I've seen of that figure, Xenomorph's was the best. So one last community shout out. After the last video, I got a very lengthy direct message from a guy named please, dude, I hope I'm saying your name right. If I'm not, please forgive me. Please forgive me. It's Esseres 80. His real name is Sven Sovold. He's from Norway. He is a 1/6 scale collector. He's trying his best to get into the community. So if you guys see Esseres 80 comment on anything, he's new to the community, give him some love, put an arm around him, take him under your wing, try to help him out. He's trying to get some video reviews going. He really wants to be a part of this community. I think he follows just about every one of us, and he's a super cool cat. We spent some time talking back and forth in the past week. We found out we have a lot in common, so that's really nice. So Sven, welcome very much to the community, and we can't wait to have you, bro. We'll get that sorted out. You got some camera issues, we'll get it all sorted out, and you'll be up talking with us and being on Figure Talk in no time. So that brings us to the end of the video, which I am about half time here. I'm doing good. I'm blowing through this. Forget 15 minutes. I'm gonna do this in 8. You guys are gonna owe me some minutes. I'm just kidding. So we're going to talk about what I've gotten in this week, what I'm playing with. Well, what I'm actually talking to right now is one of my brand new purchases this week, and that's the Sony CyberShot DSC WX300. I got a brand new camera this week. I used to shoot on a Canon EOS Rebel T1i, so I couldn't really rack focus very well, and it didn't autofocus in reviews, and I always had to make cuts, and so I wanted something that was a little cleaner, a little crisper, and I'm hoping this all works out, because I'm recording video from one source and sound from another, so I hope this all comes out great. If not, I'll be re-recording this and with not as much enthusiasm next time. So that's one of the things I'm playing with this week. And another thing Sony related that I'm playing with this week is I finally broke down and got a PS4. There's still not a ton of great games out for it, but here we are at March 1st, and when I'm doing this review, or I'm doing this video, and coming out next, just in 2 weeks, we're going to have the new Metal Gear Solid game and infamous Second Son. So those games look fantastic. So I'll definitely be getting those. Right now I'm just playing Strider, which is a downloadable game, and it's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful and fun in every old school way possible. And it runs 1080p, 60 frames a second. It looks amazing. And I'm also playing Killzone Shadowfall. I downloaded that game. So that game is just mind-blowing. It looks amazing, but of course it should. It's made by Sony. So bringing us to toys, the last thing. Now, I wouldn't call this figure a Holy Grail figure. I think that term gets thrown around a little too much. Holy Grail figures, I think, should be reserved for figures that you search for your, almost an entire lifetime, and figures that you add to your collection that it's a life-changing, collection-defining figure. And that's certainly not what this is, but it's certainly a figure that I thought, I've missed the boat on, and I'll never get my hands on again. But thanks to it being re-released in a big, giant, pun intended, gift set, is the Make Toys or Make Toys Green Giant Type 61, and that 61 I think is an homage to kind of like a play on words like G1. So this is, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm sure you guys know what this is. This is a third-party remake, not even remake, but a third-party offering of the old G1 Devastator. So these are the Constructicons: Scrapper, Scavenger, Bone Crusher. I thought I was going to do it all of Mixmaster, Hook, and did I miss anybody? I don't know if I did. Long Haul. So here's the figure here. He's pretty fantastic. I absolutely love this guy. So glad to get this in, and so is my son. My son loves bulldozers and cranes and dump trucks and stuff, and so this is pretty fantastic. So I'm really glad to finally get my hands on that figure. It's something I didn't think I'd ever do. So that's going to about do it for this episode of the Video Transmission for the week of March 2nd, 2014. So as always, please keep the comments coming, like, subscribe, do all that kind of cool jazz, and keep us in mind whenever you're looking for 1/6 scale or any kind of toy reviews on YouTube. And until next time, peace.